say, the plaque for the altar is in the back, kissing people. You got jokes. Yeah, I know where you there, homie.
Dang, man.
There was, I got the big one, but you can't bring it in.
That's cute. Exactly.
Yeah.
Has the sign sheet been done?
It's easier to catch anything in the sun or.
And a flounder, keep up flounder.
I thought I had to be a fish, and he opened up his crate. Yeah, when he opened up his crate, I thought, oh, man, I thought I had one. Oh, he thought he said, I might show council meeting.
Really?
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. Let me get this
That doesn't work. I
fixed.
have this timer too. Always keep it, because I can't agree that thing to work.
Seeing we have a quorum, I will call to order the City of Kemah, City Council and Kemah Public Facilities Corporation Workshop Agenda, July 16, 2025 at 5 p.m. The first thing on the agenda is invitation to address council. Shalia, did you sign up for this? For the workshop, okay.
I didn't want to interrupt you talking.
You got it?
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
I don't want to move it. It messes up.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, President of the Council, and I just would like to recall that, at the last meeting, I'm not sure which council member, it was the mayor, yourself, that asked that when we have this meeting, that they provide copies for the public, so it's just not to the, council members. So, my first question, statement is, I had the honor of attending the Gulf Coast Transit District Board of Directors meeting yesterday. It was a wonderful meeting. They had a presentation on their audit. And unfortunately, but they're working on it, they do not have a clean audit. And they're under, but they're addressing it. So for full disclosure, they're addressing it, but they are under full documentation. So I would ask that, because it was approved yesterday, it was approval of memorandum of understanding of Kemah Microtransit. So obviously it's already a done deal. First I'd heard about it when I was looking at the budget, and I don't have the paper, so those numbers may be changed, but I allege that the numbers were incorrect based on the information I got directly from the meeting yesterday, but I don't have it, so who knows? Maybe I'll get a copy of it. Thank you very much.
Uh-huh. The discussion item 3A, presentation and discussion of departmental priorities and budgetary needs for upcoming fiscal year. And any one of you feel free to ask whomever questions you need. I think you have everything in front of you by now.
Before we start with questions, Mayor, can we just do a quick recap from the last meeting?
Oh, sure.
Priorities that were set aside were very clear. We wanted, I believe that's probably Lee joining. Councilman Wallace. The priorities that were given was to separate needs from wants, to do a breakdown of different categories of sales tax, what it would look like at 2, 2.5, and 3. COLA for staff at 3, 4, or 5. Property tax being, keeping it as it is, dropping it to a flat 19, or no new revenue rate. But the most important and glaring request from everybody was to make sure that we increased our rainy day policy. As we looked at it last time with the amount of funds that we have left, we knew we were over 90. We did a calculation. We're roughly about 105 days. So just for clarity of where we are,
105?
we're at about 105 days. So our goal was to be at, sorry. Our goal was to be at 180, but we know that we're not anywhere near that, but we're closer than 90. So we're 15 days closer than that. In addition to that, if we keep going the way we're going, there's a good chance that we can gain 5 to 6 days at the end of that. What we basically did is we took our budget, subtracted it by 365 days to calculate what it costs to run the city per day. Your cost per day is about 19,408. So call it 19,500. If you want to round it up to 20, that's fine. But that's what it costs per day to run the city. That's every street light, trash bag, staff, gas in the police cars, you name it. That's what it costs to run the city. You'd basically take the entire price of the entire budget divided by 365. So that's your cost. In relation to your cost per penny, all right, your average cost per penny, Ryan, we did the math, was roughly about shade under 60,000, correct?
Yeah, it was 58. It's changed.
58,000 and change. So if rough math that you want to do in your head, cost of a penny in property tax is about $60,000 in your ad valorem. Okay, so these are just numbers for you to play with in your head as you're trying to play this game of a Tetris.
So you're saying 1 cent in property tax? Or
Yes.
Tax, okay.
That's if we kept the same exact budget we had this year, same exact tax rate, if everything was the same. That's pretty much where we'd be. So good news is we're above 90, we're at 105. The order of operations we were given was number 1, focus on rainy day fund. Focus number 2, focus on our needs, wants, so on and so forth. Right. Then number 3 was to take care of property tax reduction and or sales tax increase, how the projections would be. We have done a little bit more favorable with sales tax. However, it's up to this council to address how aggressive we think we're going to be this next year. So those are the questions we need answers so we can fit the rest of this Rubik's Cube together. Before you have the breakdown as you've requested them, with looking at the different scenarios, what your sales tax looks like at each one of the percentages at each corresponding rate. The only issue is we do not have the no new revenue rate and won't have that no new revenue rate until probably the end of this month. However, if you look at the first page in front of you, you've got 19.99, which is your current rate. Let's just call it 20 because that's pretty much where you are. What it would look like if you went down to 19 flat, and then to the far right, what it looks like at the 18.
The first thing that stands out at me is even your needs, no matter what tax rate we have, we're not paying for that. Maybe we should have defined what needs mean. Because needs might be separate to different people. I mean, like, to
Certainly.
me, a need is what it takes to operate, right? So you might define that as something different.
This is request. Department request. I know this we talked before. This was the wish list.
Yeah, it was a wish list, and then I separated between what they consider
there's 2
needs
columns.
and wants.
Yeah, it's, I think we'll want that. There's not a lot of that, no, to be honest with you.
And we don't know when the final number will come from Cheryl Johnson?
We've heard July 25th, which would have been 10 days
Okay.
from yesterday. But that could be plus minus a week.
Chief, do we have a copy of this that kind of reflects what we talked about the other day with one officer?
Yes, I was gonna address it, you asked it. Per the discussion we had, 2 vehicles and 1 officer. We can make that work. And look forward to something next year with Caesar still doing what he's doing, trying to make the numbers work.
Natasha, on your request, city secretary requests, the ones that you've listed over here, Peak, Community Code, Live, Laserfish, some of the ones, don't we already have some of these?
Yes, it's for continuation of service,
Okay.
for like the yearly maintenance fees and things like that. And then the last one for the $12,250, that's for potential price increases because we got the estimates back in March 2025. So of course, they're going to go up probably a little bit. And then I also have to buy emergency equipment, like if someone's monitor or their computer goes out, IT kind of tasked me with purchasing a new computer or whatever for whoever it is. Or if I have to go to like Best Buy to go get them a monitor or something, I have to go do that, so.
For sure, what vandalism was done at the visitor center at the malls? The walls have through the bathroom.
Yeah, in the bathroom, I think.
The vandalism, somebody tore down the partitions. The partitions that separate the bathroom, looks like somebody may have hung on them. We do have pictures of the actual damage and ripped them off the wall essentially.
Yeah, that was a portion of it. That was at the visitor center. We did replace it. But at Sin Park, they completely stole. Yeah.
I knew about that one, I didn't know about this one.
Yeah, there was some vandalism to that.
On the big sheet for the police, I did reflect the 1 officer and 2 vehicles. I did not update the request. So I think I actually printed the old spreadsheet, actually.
Since it seems like the heartburn is on the department request, should we just go line by line and start redirecting some needs into wants possibly? Or answer some specific questions when it goes there?
Well, like when I was asking Natasha, I think I don't understand if some of these expenses are already in the budget right now. And so they're carrying forward, or are these brand new?
For mine, those are the current charges.
Huh?
They're current. It's existing services that we have. And we have contracts with them, like multi-year contracts, and that's just for continuation of service for each year.
So
It's nothing new.
of this list of yours, and the only reason I'm asking is because it's high, you're high on
Oh,
the list.
And
I'm
that's
just reading downward. Which one of these would be brand new?
the PC for Alondra would be brand new, the scanner for me, and then the miscellaneous tech and overages, that's a new thing. And if it needs to come down a little bit, that's fine. But if y'all could leave a little bit in there to get a PC or 2, if something goes out, we have to go get something for an emergency. And that's for the entire city if something goes out.
Police included?
Everybody, yeah. It's because IT can't respond as quickly as we can. Like, we can just go over there and they tell us what to get, and we can get them new monitor, new PC, laptop, like whatever it is to continuation of service. Because I think we only have 1 backup PC for the entire city.
Your biggest line item shown there is your live stream fee. That's not, you would argue if you no longer want to live stream, then you could reduce that amount. Our meetings are available through recording. How far after?
I mean, we can make it available on YouTube. We do have YouTube, but live stream has a bunch of additional features that's linked to Peak Agenda too. So it's up to y'all.
That's about the only real cut in that area.
And the PIR portal is already in
Mhm.
budget?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. In
Yeah.
other words, that's the one we're using.
Oh, yeah.
With the amount of open records requests that we've been receiving as of late, I don't know how that can go down. So let's look at that. The cost of running the city a day, half the cost are taken up just on PIR software, half a day. Or if you look at the cost of a penny of property tax at $60,000, 1/6 of a penny is being spent on PIR request responses. Everything has a number. Everything has a value.
And Patty, you don't have a list of needs. I'm assuming that the amounts that are listed here are already amounts that were brought forward from the last budget. It's basically the same. Okay.
Unless you'd like to cut any of those things out. Again, I will make one point of the items up top. If the chamber speakers right now, I know Natasha's probably going to throw things at me, but if the speakers have to wait, perhaps that's something that we need to wait on, then that's what we would need to do. But you also have the Gulf Coast Transit program that's on there. You've heard the presentation. As a matter of fact, you had a resident speak on it tonight. They had to pass their MOU on their end before they could officially present it to us. That's why that action is taking place. If you choose to proceed with that, then we would bring that forward. If you remember when we made that presentation, the thought was to cover that a third out of HOT, a third out of KCDC, and a third out of city funds. So that number may change depending on if you take on that recommendation.
For the city of Kingman to divide between, this is a workshop, so I don't believe I'm out for $12,000 to the city of Kingman. And also they incorporated Clear Lake Shores in the packet. Allegedly, if I remember correctly, they presented last night at Clear Lake Shores. So I did not double back to find out what the results was. But it's a third from Clear Lake Shores, with Kingman, and with a little bit of Seabrook for Harris County. It's not 30,000. I live, it's not 30,000.
If Clear Lake Shores agrees to partner, which I did go to them and ask them to participate, if they choose to participate, that amount would be less. But as it was presented and as I have approval to present to you at the time, with the quote that I received for 30,000, that's why I made the recommendation at that time. In order to try to reduce that burden on the city of Kemah, I did go to Clear Lake Shores and ask them to partake in this service should they be interested. They did make that presentation to their EDC. And as of right now, from the last conversation I've had with their city manager, they have not made a decision yet as to whether or not they will participate. But I did that in light to try to reduce the burden on us.
And the three-way split was city funds, hot funds, and what was the other one?
HOT, city, and KCDC.
Okay.
So at the worst, the burden would be 10, 10, and 10.
Okay. Is Bernadette here?
She's actually covering court right now. They're still open.
Oh, okay. So I'm assuming the new court clerk is just a replacement of Maria.
She had made a request for an additional court clerk
Additional.
due to the burden. But again, if that's something that we need to cut, then again, we will make do. But just understand the situation that we're in now. You've got Jerry half the time has to go up there and cover even when Ms. Maria was here. Ms. Nola's also got to cover sometimes between. It's to the point that we're cross-training everybody. Soon, I'm going to have to probably spend some time up there as well.
And the problem is right now, we're having an issue with the parking. I have sat this high. I'm having to stay up here most of the time now about her. So people are getting angry because we got parking tickets out. So if she cannot get another full-time person, I would request her to get at least a part-time person. Because one person working there is not enough, especially when you have court.
Want to add a second prosecutor? Adding a second prosecutor?
Doug, turn your mic.
She's requesting a second prosecutor.
Well, it says additional prosecutor.
I think she's wanting to go out for bids for prosecutors. I don't see that on here. And I believe the warrant officer, isn't the police department trying to get something for a warrant officer?
That was our discussion, yes. I think on the
Yeah,
one
I think-
officer, we did some numbers the other day, and Councilman, correct me, what was it for the last 5 or 6 years that's outstanding?
784,000.
I think Bernadette is looking to bid out prosecution. She didn't want to add one when I talked to her.
Is that a thing? You bid out prosecution, I thought you just do check their resumes and.
No, there's not RFP, but RFQ.
Yeah.
That's usually true for your judge, prosecutor, city attorney.
And I know it says,
Ron, I got one question right here on page, it's just gonna be, page 4, I guess. It's got the drainage in here, so you're just gonna roll the money that's already allocated, or is it gonna have to be next year, or I mean, what are we trying to accomplish there? 'Cause
I've rolled, on the revenue side, you can see I've rolled money in from the general fund that was already dedicated to that drainage project. And then, that 137.7 is what would be remaining for the cost of, the drainage project.
I thought we were gonna pull that out, and by ordinance, it was gonna be pulled $67,000. I thought we figured it was $67,000, we pulled out of the 250 that was reserved for this year. If I'm not wrong.
They've already spent some of the 250, I do believe. I have to go re-look that up. But I got those numbers from, the meeting we had, was it last week with Megan?
Yes.
Yep,
Early last week.
with the updated cost and all that stuff.
And that amendment was submitted today, actually, awaiting the funding agency's response.
And to go back to the prosecutor thing, I know it said 45,000. That was just a $10,000 increase of the previous budget.
I guess on the IT, what are we having to purchase for hardware? I thought we just spent 60,000 last year to buy hardware that was needed. Account 5257702.
I know they're doing a rolling upgrades or buying new laptops and computers for, I think it's 20% or something like that of our inventory, like of everyone. That way everyone doesn't have, 5-10-year-old computers that are outdated. That's that $17,000 number. Those yellow phones. And then,
I guess, Chief, can you explain the K-9 30,000, just so I know?
Okay, so we kind of called other agencies. It's that amount again. You've got,
That's your average cost per K-9 per year. That's room and board, food, boarding, any type of situation like that that's necessary.
vet fees, things like that. Again, and it's just to be safe. We don't need it, we don't use it. The dog's healthy, we won't go to the vet. The checkups won't be that much, but there'll be a time, if the dog gets sick, you could have a $1,500. Right now, I know we need $6,500 just for the pop lock, the door pop thing, for his vehicle that he's supposed to have on a key. That's one of the main things that needs to be done ASAP for that dog to release that dog if he needs it. The one that was in there now is damaged, broken, for some reason it's not working. That right off the bat is $6,500.
What'd you figure out as a kennel?
Yeah, we already bought a kennel. Caesar helped us find the money on that, so we already have the kennel set up. We're gonna have to find a secondary one here for the PD when he brings them again. It's not the kind of dog that just runs around in our office, right? Yeah, he's, but I think that only hit us like $700. Had it covered and everything, so.
I guess my next question would be to Public Works is, never got clarification for the Christmas lights, is that where they're being put up?
Yes, that they are being put up at a hub. Now, the electric workers also was approved to come out of hub.
And then when it's maintenance of the community center and
Lights, water, cable, internet. You're talking about operating expenses, or you're talking about?
well, you got 100,000 for maintenance community center and you've got.
So what's going on with the community
operating,
center?
You got 40,000, so you got 140,000 for the community.
All the windows need to be replaced. They're leaking. The roof is leaking. The doors do not shut right. You have to actually slam them. The mechanism is old on them. The appliances are outdated. They're old. It needs a revamp, especially with the roof leaking. We can't have something in there and somebody slide because if it starts raining and it leaks. So it's trying to get as much done as we can to be able to rent it. It needs new tables, needs new chairs. They're all old. Some of the tables, they don't even lock anymore. The AC, I got here in 21, so there was a new one that was installed. Then we waited a couple of years for the other one. Well, the first one that was installed is now going out because it overworked itself so much. Keeps blowing a fuse. I've had a surge protector put on it because they said that's what it was. It's still doing it. So.
We just had to reset the thing today.
And it's out of warranty, I guess.
Yes, I did call and check on it.
and if you,
Caesar, question for you in my research this week, on the storm sewer, have we identified who all utilizes the storm sewer on Texas Avenue?
No, we would need about $100,000 to probably cable the lines right now. That wasn't even put in here because we intend to put that as part of the CIP. The only way to probably find out is to cable all the lines that run through that circuit to find out exactly which ones are flowing in that direction. That's something that has been on the list to be done for a very long time. It hasn't been done. So we'll be adding that to the CIP, which we prefer to take on at this time. Oh, excuse me, sorry, thank you.
Well, I saw where the city could have the option of assisting landowners that utilize that storm. Just for future reference.
We can definitely engage into a stormwater fee. A lot of cities have moved to that to cover their stormwater expenses. I know it's a study I was doing at a previous city. And basically what it is you get charged by the impermeable space that you have on your land. So if it's permeable, you don't get charged for it, but there's a rate per unpermeable space. Somebody like Walmart would pay a lot more because all they have is concrete. But somebody that has a lot of land wouldn't pay near as much. But that would take care of a lot of your stormwater concerns. And you would assess that through usually your water system. But that would address a lot of your stormwater. That also is where you would take money out for your street sweeper, any of your ditch work, any of your stormwater related needs.
I guess we brought it up, me and Dustin had a meeting with Richard on the traffic control. Do we use it more than twice a year? I mean, we can do a contract with United Rentals so that they have it on.
So one of the things that we were able to do this year, I believe successfully, between Lieutenant Reeves, Chief, and Richard and all the public work guys, they were able to borrow some from other cities.
I don't like that concept, but I mean, if we could,
I
if we
don't-
put United Rentals on like on a 5-year contract, they'll do it for, which one need it for 2 or 3 days out of the year.
I don't
They
like
don't
it
have
either.
on hand.
I agree with
I
you.
mean,
I don't like it either, but I
one,
also,
storage, and 2, I mean, keeping up with all that, and then 2, utilization is 0 in my opinion. I would never in my business buy something like that I use 2 or 3 days out of the year. That doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. So, I don't know what that rental contract would be, but I mean, I would definitely like to look into that.
it is significant. We actually had a quote pulled when we did 4th of July. It was upwards of $5,000 to do that. What I urge instead is you just put an allotment per year, that we just buy a certain amount per year. And we may do what we have. I know it doesn't alleviate what you're saying, but at least after a certain amount of time, let's say we need $50,000 worth of stuff and we allocate $5,000 a year. After 10 years, you're not buying any more cones unless there's wear and tear issues, something else like that happens. But one thing is that we've noticed is it's not going to just be two or 3 days out of the year.
What's useful life of that equipment? You use it a couple of years, probably?
Yeah.
I'd say, I would say 5 to 7 years
I
useful
mean,
life.
Somebody ran over one of them in the parade, so they don't last very long around. Not in that district. I mean, maybe other parts of town it would last longer. I'd say if we got a year out of them, I'd be shocked. For the ones that get
That's
used.
still big utilization.
Well, the traffic control isn't just for the cones and the barricades. It's also for our speed humps. All of that's included. It's also, instead of Oscar having to get down on hands and knees and try and paint things, it's getting a machine for that also. So it's not just the cones and the barricades.
So if the desire is to drop that amount to a certain number and we make do with what we can there, then
I guess we need a bigger breakdown of what that 104,000 consists of, because you can't just knock a number, you don't know what you can knock in. And can some of this community center go to another, I mean, can it go to hot funds? I mean, I guess not, we don't have events that are the ends and limits.
So the community center stuff and the visitor center stuff has always been under Public Works. So I'm sure some of it come out of different accounts.
For the next meeting, can you split out the traffic control or the paint, the actual traffic control devices, not the temporary stuff we would use for 3 days a year?
Yeah. Yes, I can.
The visitor center is also leased, so the next count off the offset some of the expenses, as if leases are new.
No, I'm not. Yeah, those are community center. But it's always under Public Works. It's always been under.
Jerry, do I understand you correctly that, line item 8446, maintenance community center, that would be things that need fixing, the windows, the roof, the this,
As
that.
much as we could, yes.
And then, community center operating expense, 8455, that's just the utilities, I'm assuming?
Pretty much, yes.
I'm guessing the foundation issues are why the doors aren't closing properly.
We've had them adjusted. It's the weather here. I mean, they're getting rusty. We've, earlier in the budget year, we had somebody come out to try to adjust the doors. Worked for a little bit. He said it's just putting a Band-Aid on something.
If you would allow me to address these needs, at the end of the day, the number has to be subtracted from wherever you want to be. And I take us back to the first page. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be at the same rate? And you project a 3% increase, a 2% increase, 2.5% increase in sales tax? What do you want the COLA rate to be? Last time you said 3, 4, or 5. You tell us what you want and we'll accommodate to that. And then allow me to make these cuts however needed based on what our assessment is. Because right now, we're looking at almost 7.9 when you tally up everybody's needs versus what looks like it's going to be anywhere between the range of 7.1 to 7.2, give or take.
And you're saying we should get real numbers by the 25th,
Give or take.
which is prior to the next meeting.
Mhm.
So if we did get them on that Friday, you'd have a week and a half before the next meeting. We don't have a budget meeting
Correct.
scheduled that day, but we could
You can,
extensively. We could
absolutely.
move it.
So going back to what we said, priority wise, because I'm looking at the clock, I want to make sure we have enough time. Is there a consensus that you want to get to 120 by the end of next year? In an ideal world?
For the rainy day fund?
Yes.
Anybody have any comments or feedback for Caesar?
Whole bunch of like the perfect world.
Well, I mean, but
But is that something you want to try tackling
I-
right now in this budget?
I think it should be the goal and if, you know, just like I think a property tax cut should be the goal. I mean, that's where we should start, and then I think raise for the staff. I mean, I think that's what you aspire to. That's what we should be aiming for. Now, we might find out over the course of the next couple of months that these things aren't doable. But I think at the stage we're at right now, that should be what we're working on.
okay. So here's what I would propose based off what we have said today. Allow us to come back to you at the very next meeting, whether we have the numbers or not, with what 120 looks like, with what the median of the sales tax, which would have been 2.5 instead of 2 or 3, so the median, right? The median for COLA, which would have been 4, 3, 4, 5 would have been 4, and then see what cuts we need to make to these needs to get to whatever that number is, while still getting you to the 1 cent tax rate.
I guess COLA, I don't have a problem with COLA, but I mean, a lot of raises are included in these numbers, what I have dug into, so are we gonna get raises and COLA? I mean, that,
I didn't include any requests for raises in this. I thought that
I
was
think
more.
you did.
I did the COLA, the 3% COLA. I didn't,
Whatever requests were made by staff during their request for that, we did not include in the numbers presented to you. Now, one thing that's different is you're also fully staffed now where you weren't before. That's also an expected expense that you haven't had.
And we're still one short of public works.
Correct. And currently 1 short in courts, which I believe we have public work starting Monday.
somebody.
Yes, ma'am. I did not know that.
An offer's been extended and they're set to begin on
Oh,
Monday.
okay, okay. And is Maria officially, yes?
Yes.
ma'am. Okay.
She's officially separated. We've received applicants and we hope to start interviews early as the end of this week.
Okay.
But to be clear, what you're asking for is Maria's position to be filled and another,
Yes.
Yes.
so.
Or at least a part-time person.
Give me the gutter rails and let me get to work.
That, to me, that's very much a need. I mean, that's very much a need.
The way that the tickets are coming in now,
Yep.
the court has jumped back up to where it was before COVID, or it's getting there. When you have the court administrator in here trying to do her job and only one person at that window, it takes about 2 hours to get them out of here once once they've seen the judge. She's got to have help, at least, if not full-time, at least 3 days a week, and that would cover the court days.
I mean, if you popped in here, I'm sure the thing, if you had popped in here when court's going on, that room is just lined up. That's a lot for one person to handle. And didn't I hear that you were added another docket?
Yes,
Yeah, that's a need.
thank you very much.
Okay, so get the numbers.
So what we're gonna work on is increase our rainy day to 120 if possible, reduce the rate at least 1 cent if possible, middle of the road for sales tax, right? We said middle of the road would have been 2.5, unless you want to say different. Is there a consensus on 2.5? Do you want to go 2? Do you want to go 3?
I would say you can go down 1 cent. I just don't see it. We should have went 4 cents last year. Or 5, whatever it was.
And everything has gone up. I mean, it just.
We will present this in a way that will show you what you end up cutting if you go down, what you end up cutting if you don't do certain things.
That'd be much easier to look at. I mean, because this isn't really, you present a budget that's what, $700,000 more than the highest possible increase. I mean, what are you supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with that? Show me how it works. Break it down.
Yeah, I was just presenting what was given to me from
Understood.
all the departments. So.
Won't happen again.
Well, it's like, somebody comes to me and say, I want to build a $700,000 house, and I say, well, here, that'll be $800,000. Thank you.
I will handle all cuts in
Work.
time for next meeting. I will handle all cuts in time for next meeting.
Appreciate it.
All cuts.
Chief, what are you prepared to cut?
I will handle all cuts in time for the next meeting.
I have my glasses on.
Oh, he's got to get his glasses.
Any other direction that council wants to give to Caesar?
I would like to see if you can, this doesn't have to be done, right now, but you brought up some pretty interesting points on the cost of running the city in a day. I would like that communicated to people. People should, you always get this, I saw somebody had posted on something else that said, well, we don't get anything for our tax dollars anyway. It wasn't the city, it was another. I think you have no idea what you get for that, but I think it would be pretty interesting to let people understand where the money's actually going and how much it actually costs to operate the city on a day-to-day basis. I'd love to see something like that put together for people to see.
Sure. I mean, it's not an exact science, but we took the city's entire budget,
Mhm.
divided by 365.
Yeah.
There's your cost per day.
Yep.
Some days are more expensive than others, right? On Fridays and Saturdays, there's more officers than there is on a Tuesday night or Tuesday morning. But if you take the average, that's how you would take the average.
I like your proposal. I appreciate you doing that. I don't sit in your seat, so it doesn't really make sense for me to tell you how to cut your people, but then something needs to happen.
I will handle all cuts. I will meet with staff. I
Show
will
me what it
handle all
looks like.
cuts.
Show me what it looks like. I can get in the weeds, but I mean. you want
If
me to?
any council member
You want me to
has
do that?
any
Because it
questions on cuts, please see me. Between me and Ryan, we will handle cuts.
Good enough for me.
All right, based on that conversation, we will adjourn the meeting at 5:44.
Oh, I stole Kyle's pen.
Did you see my?
Natasha? Hey, this is Scott. He's from Clean Coast, Texas.
That's me.
Would you prefer him click or just tell you the next slide?
Just tell me next slide.
Okay. That'd be great, yeah.
So this is Natasha. She often doubles as our Vanna White.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Natasha.
Chief.
Lee, can you hear me? Yeah, so we're gonna send a helicopter with the checks for you to sign. So just be on the lookout. It's gonna land on the top deck. Yeah, we'll track you down. We'll find you. Boy, I tell you what.
Are you texting?
Uh,
I put it on, I have it on my earbuds right now.
you're all good, man.
Did you?
You having fun?
sign up on the sheet out there to
Oh,
make
man,
a
I want a blast.
presentation to it?
That's awesome, dude.
Great time. Yeah, it's I've seen some of the most beautiful country I've ever seen.
I'm jealous.
I suggest everybody do it. I can't believe it took me this long to go to Alaska.
Well, yeah.
Better late than never, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, there you go. At least you made it.
No kidding. This might be my last one. It's the tsunami hits.
It's gonna look completely different.
Well, we're supposed to end up in Homer. Well, we end up in Seward Saturday, and then we're driving to Homer, which is right in the middle of the tsunami warning areas. Maybe it'll still be there.
Turn
Maybe
into
it'll
it,
still
right?
be there when we get there.
Hope so, dude.
I had my microphone. I don't know if y'all could hear me while ago.
Oh, I couldn't earlier.
Okay.
Isaac, that's 6 o'clock, 4 people. Okay.
I don't even, is everyone there today?
Yeah.
Oh, good. It's a 3-hour difference. I didn't realize it till like 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
It's 2:50 here, 2:52. Y'all talking directly into your mics because I hear y'all perfect.
I got a rich baritone that carries.
Lucky me.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I just sent her a text to put on the Morgan's putting you in the book. So you're probably going to get a notification that you have a reservation. So just do it through open table.
What is it now? Tell me.
Oh, cool. What's
You were talking to me.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about to Isaac about a reservation for tomorrow.
We're gonna send you the bill for that too.
Yeah, I'll find somebody to pass it on to.
There you go. You're not here to dispute it, so that's a yes.
No tip. Yeah, no tip, automatic. Can you see me on the screen or whatever?
Yep.
Yes.
You see that?
Virtual votes.
I like it. I like it. What are those, your initials? Man. Mhm. Oh, man.
Hello. Is anybody out there?
You always take care of your regulars. You normally bring me those.
Yeah, usually the next one here, and it's best. Darren Campbell.
We did the. Conversation with. Did it so.
There's some cold waters right there too. Right down in the second. Those are just room temperature water.
Can I borrow one of these pens for just a second? Can I borrow your pen?
It's a city pen. Their meeting's not over yet. Dixie said it's not over yet. They're having a meeting.
Oh, Councilman? Oh. Oh, I just filled the truck. Did they do theirs on the same night as well? Oh, man.
They start at 5. They're usually over at 5:45 though. It's a long one. Never spicy.
Spoon spice. Full spice. I got it. I already got it. Yeah, he showed us the view a while ago. Oh, yeah, gorgeous.
Somebody just walked in and walked over the check.
Yeah, he can sign in. He can still sign.
Seeing we have a quorum present, I will call to order the City of Kemah City Council and Kemah Public Facilities Corporation regular meeting, July 16, 2025 at 6 p.m. Councilmember Lee Wallace will be attending remotely from the Viking cruise ship Venus en route to Alaska in the Business Center on board. Notice of this meeting will be posted at the remote location listed. The first thing on the agenda is the pledges.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Oh, my chair's full.
Next thing on the agenda is a moment of silence. And the next thing on the agenda is invitation to address council. And just please remember that you have 3 minutes. The buzzer will go off, and that these comments should be directed at the entire council, not individual members, and that council cannot answer you back. First on the list is Paul Robinson with the Texas Outlaw Challenge. Be sure the mic is on, Paul, when you start in.
How's that? Can you hear me? Okay. My name is Paul Robinson. I produce the Texas Outlaw Challenge voting event, which the city sponsors. We just completed our 18th year. Just amazing that time flies that much. But we had a great event this year. And one of the key comments of the people were we moved all of our registration to Kemah. And we had great hosts with the Voodoo Hut on Thursday night. We had 100-plus boat teams, 1,500-plus participant show. The supporting local commerce, we add up our hotel, restaurants, groceries, fuel, rentals, so on and so forth. We reached over $750,000 of revenue value to the Clear Lake area. That was a nice number this year. The total event cost was $267,000 this year. I have a huge bunch of data here, which I like to produce every year, but I boiled it down here. There's a couple things to mention. Again, great Stampede party Thursday night with registration. There were over 200 boats anchored on Clear Lake Friday morning for the shootout. 200 boats on Clear Lake anchored watching the event, which was just phenomenal. Safe event, all went very well. All the hotels in Kemah were on our website, of course. Our charities this year were home, helping our military endure. They send packages overseas to our enlisted men and women, and the Galveston County families living with Down syndrome. We completed a special mentor program this year. For the last 5 years, we've been donating funds from our guests to a trust education fund for a little girl that her father was one of our biggest volunteers. And we capped the goal, which we reached this year, at $50,000 for that education fund for that little girl. Single parent situation, and Grandpa wanted her to have a great education, so we helped out with that. Hot tax is important, as well as advertising and promoting the cities. Really quickly here, a couple points of information. National Magazine reach, 1,781,000 reach impressions, views on that forum. Radio, 486,000 reach. Television, 457 reach. Advertisers, promotions, mailers, 327,000. Face-to-face promotions, these are promoting we do at other events, 46,000. 960 in circulation with magazines and digital. 55,000 again in promotional flyers, handouts, banners. These are numbers. Social media, 2,101,000. It goes on and on. Well documented. The total this year was 7,573,000 opportunities. People went to our site, saw a Seabrook logo, whether they clicked on it or not, that's up to them. But that's part of our job. Heads and beds is important, but advertising the city outward into the world is what we like to do with our marketing. So I have a little trophy here, a little thank you. I'll just leave that with you here. I will also leave that
Okay.
summary.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for supporting us very much.
Appreciate it.
20 is in sight.
Next on the list is Shalia Thorne.
Look at me, this come off.
It does.
Oh. You keep that over there.
Uh-huh.
Thank you very much. I'd like to just commend the challenge really does a great job in, I think, presenting how it should be reported back to the city, your return on investment for hot funds and various funds within the city. And I would hope that that can, probably, it can't be replicated totally, but definitely some of those values in going forward with other organizations that are provided with funds from whether hot or for the city. So just give it a thought. And I would like to thank the council during the workshop for supporting, and this is on the agenda, as far as supporting the courts, because you can have all the ordinance that you want, and you have the ordinance for parking fee collections, all the ordinance that you want, but enforcement, and you've got to have the people to enforce it. So kudos to wanting to support the people to do the work. And I would hope that, because we know that we can't pay any of our staff for what they're worth, that y'all find somewhere in that budget to provide a education fund, because it shows that you're investing in your staff and that you believe in them. You can always claw back money if they don't stay X amount of time. So look at what the criteria could be so you can encourage them. Everyone doesn't look at just the dollar. It's the atmosphere, who you work for, and some of those extras like, hey, are they willing to invest in me? Then I'm going to invest in them. So please give it some thought, because those are very much best practices. And thank you.
Next on the list is Brock is it Sanford? Okay. He's with AgriLife Extension. Yeah, you can pass them out. While he's passing those out, I'll give you a little background of the county extension agent, Boone Holiday, approached me about bringing 30 of the extension agents from from the region that we're in, which would be from Austin down into the city, to spend 3 days and 2 nights for their
TC AAA. It's
okay,
Texas
yeah.
County Agriculture
And
Agents Association.
So I connected him with the boardwalk, and we toured all the facilities. He also toured the community center and some other buildings around here, and the Marriott Courtyard.
Yes, ma'am.
And they're trying to find a venue and meeting places for this September outing they will have. So with that, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, howdy y'all. My name is Brock Sanford. I'm the County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources here in Galveston County. Just go over a brief overview of what extension is. We're in all 50 states in the United States of America. In Texas, we reach all 254 counties in the state of Texas. We ran through the Land Grant University, which is Texas A&M. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. No, that's all right. So in Galveston County, we have a pretty big office. We have 5 agents within our office. Agriculture, which is me. Horticulture, who's Boone Holiday. The Master Gardeners, he is their advisor.
Woohoo.
The Coastal and Marine Resources, that's the Master Naturalist Group. Family and Community Health, and then 4-H is also ran through our office. So we provide research-based education to the community. TC AAA, which is Texas County Agriculture Agents Association, is holding our chapter meeting here in Galveston County. Usually when we come to Galveston County, we always hit the island, but we figured there's more parts to Galveston County than just Galveston Island. So we're going to come to Kemah this year. We're hoping to stay at the Courtyard Marriott, like she said. The TCAAA itself, we're going to be doing tours, professional development tours, going around to different ag places in the county and different maritime places as well. We are hoping to use the community center y'all have for our meeting space, where we will do some of those professional development sessions. We're just asking that council please waive the fee. We're going to have 30 plus people here in beds, eating Kemah food. This is going to be our hub. And we're also going to visit around to different places around Dickinson and San Leon. So that's really all I have. I appreciate y'all for.
This will be a
Let me be
future
here.
agenda item, and the meeting is in late September, I believe.
Yes, ma'am.
Mid to late
September
September.
16th through 18th.
And it's perfect. It's what we want during the week. It's not on a weekend. I think it's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, something like that. So
Absolutely.
when we don't have as much traffic traditionally.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you on behalf of AgriLife Extension and Texas County Agriculture Agents Association. Just want to say thank you for your consideration.
Tell Boone hi. Next on the list is Alan Lee. Sure.
This is going to be for a local fundraiser. There is a woman in the area that has a brain tumor that got removed once, and she is working on getting it removed again, hopefully time this time. This is also in part done with the Helping Hand Foundation. They are a nonprofit that operate in Alvin, but they usually come over to Kemah quite regularly during the hurricane season to help out whenever power is out. They've provided diesel generators to other places, so the funds are going to be going to multiple things. Overall, it is mainly a brisket fundraiser. We're looking to sell as many as we can to help both parties involved to get and raise as much to get the brain tumor out for Lauren, but also the surplus will be going to the Helping Hand Foundation to help with their relief efforts. Last year, after the hurricane, they fed over 1,000 linemen that came in from out of state and thousands of people when the power was out across the Kemah, Galveston area. For the most part, that covers mostly everything. I know that I kind of started whenever I was handing it out, but we're just looking to get the word out to raise those funds. We already have, I believe it's the former mayor of Kemah has donated and bought $1,000 worth of brisket. She's going to be donating it to either the police or fire department. This is in part also done with Sean Williams from the Kemah Economic Development Board. He is a part of this as well, so he's working on getting more people involved with this to just help out both the organizations, raising for her and also for the Helping Hand Foundation. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you very much. Number 5 on the agenda, proclamations, presentations, awards, and community spotlight. We have a presentation tonight from Clean Coast, Texas, and I will turn this over to Caesar.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome Mr. Scott Jones. He and I have worked together for a couple of years in different capacities. And we want to introduce him, showcase some things that we could do. You have an item later on the agenda for an MOU, a no-cost MOU with Clean Coast, Texas. And with no further ado, I'll let him take it from there.
All right. Thank you so much, Caesar. Good evening, Mayor Collins and council and staff. I am Scott Jones. I'm a community outreach specialist with the Texas Coastal Watershed Partners Program. That's also part of Texas AgriLife Extension. We do a little bit different things. Our focus is on water quality and local flooding. And I'm going to tell you briefly about Clean Coast, Texas. It is an initiative of the Texas General Land Office non-point source pollution program that's dealing with stormwater runoff coming from rainfall, and then it hits impervious surfaces and it causes water quality issues downstream. And I'll show you about that in just a minute. We work with cities and counties along the whole Texas coast, and we try to help you plan and implement projects that will help you with water quality and localized flooding.
We provide technical resources and planning tools so we can support your local decision-making on water quality and flooding, and we can facilitate coordination between you and other agencies. We do a lot of collaboration. Next slide, please. And as you can see, as far as collaboration, I mentioned we're all up and down the coast, and you can see that on the map. As I mentioned, Texas General Land Office is the overall manager, but then the Texas A&M at Corpus Christi Hart Research Institute, they have a contract with General Land Office, and they're doing the overall implementation of the program. That's why you'll see later on in the memorandum of understanding, we're asking you to consider it's with A&M Corpus Christi Hart Research Institute. I and other staff with Texas Community Watershed Partners would be like your local resource for education and outreach to come do workshops and the like. So we're your local contact, but also Texas A&M Sea Grant. They do a lot of education. We work with them. And then we have on contract, or A&M Corpus Christi has on contract, half associates to help you with engineering. We have engineers that can help you with projects that I'm going to show you. And a big thing we do is we try to help you find funding, and that's a biggie. We know that. Next slide, please. So really the issue is we have increasing urbanization, we have increasing impervious surfaces, concrete roads, parking lots, roofs, you name it. When you have that, you're going to have more rainfall runoff hitting the ground and not soaking into what used to be prairie or wetlands or being caught up in the canopy in the old coastal forest, but instead it's going to run off quickly, and it's going to carry everything that can be on the ground with it: oil, grease, pesticides, fertilizers, you name it. Of course, then there's also pet waste. That's a big problem. And then we also have issues with failing septic systems that are overflowing sanitary sewer pipes. So the bottom line is more urbanization, more runoff, and that's a threat because that carries mainly bacteria and those other pollutants I mentioned. And so you can have a problem with the bacteria in the water and also lower dissolved oxygen, which makes it more difficult for life to exist. Fish, crab, shrimp, you name it. So that's the big issue. Next slide, please. This is just a map showing the problem. You see Galveston Bay, the bigger water body, in red, but this is just basically a map of stream segments. The state breaks up the stream segments, and it's very small up there, but there's little numbers. The state just gives a number to a different stream segment. If the waterway is blue, that waterway, that segment is meeting its use for contact recreation like swimming or other types of contact recreation, or it meets its designated use for seafood harvest. Where it's red, that waterway does not meet its designated use. And that, again, that's because of too much bacteria in the water, or there's not enough dissolved oxygen because all the nutrients from fertilizers and other nutrients running off into the water ultimately decrease the dissolved oxygen. And that could be a whole nother presentation, but we'll move on in the interest of time. So how can we help? I mentioned that we have programs to improve water quality and to promote flood management. And these are more localized issues with flooding. We help you with local planning, siting of projects, construction, and retrofit activities of your existing stormwater infrastructure, the gray infrastructure. We like to work in green infrastructure, and I'll tell you about that. And then we have programs that can actually enhance tourism and economic development through those partnerships I mentioned with Sea Grant. We have education outreach specialists. We have extensive technical guidance, and funding assistance is a biggie. And then we can help you actually train up citizens to become water quality analysts. They can do citizen monitoring, and that can really help you see where there might be problems with water quality. Next slide, please. This is more detailed menu of services, and I'm going to give you a packet that has more details, but basically we'll help you with that stormwater retrofit and design, and I'll show you some examples. I mentioned the water quality analysis and citizen science. We do education and community events. We do more education towards city elected officials and staff, and then stakeholders from the community, but then we work with Sea Grant. They can do more general education to the public.
Planning and regulatory support is a biggie. We have a model stormwater management program and model ordinances in here that can help you address issues. So we've tried to provide a lot of resources for you at no cost to you to help you deal with the stormwater management. And we put on workshops. I'll show you one in a minute. But again, partnerships are big with us since we work with the state and the feds, and then grant writing assistance. Next slide, please. And I already showed you this. So basically this shows you some really good examples of different types of retrofits that you can do to your stormwater systems. It's very detailed. And I have a QR code. If anybody wants to take a look at that, you can look at it in more detail. Next slide. So here's what we're talking about. And you can see some in different cities. And I'm going to tell you about a real close example where you can see some good water quality examples. But we do a lot of things in parking lots and along buildings, along walkways, where we try to basically keep the water from running off, but instead install these types of vegetated bioswales and filter strips. There's all sorts of different names for these, but basically it's diverting the water through a system that's going to allow the water to percolate down into the substrate below there or the soil, and it's going to hold that water a little bit longer, and it's going to let it release it in a longer period of time so it's not flashing off real quick. And then the plants we use, they're native plants that are beautiful. They provide for butterflies and birds and you name it. But they take up the pollutants. So you can help attenuate the pollution. So you're going to see less runoff pollution with these types of systems. So basically we want to slow down the water. We want to infiltrate it, and it's pretty. And I think people will like it when you take a look at, like, for instance, the bottom right, that is over at our WaterSmart Park. It's in League City, just south of 518 on Louisiana Street. We'd love to take y'all on a field trip out there where you can see all the different types of green infrastructure we do in one place. You can see a green roof, you can see a cistern, you can see a vegetated strip, permeable walkways. We have permeable pavers out there that work really well here. They've been engineered. It's not just pavers sitting on the existing ground, which won't soak up much water, but it's more engineered. Next slide, please. I mentioned workshops. We can do a green infrastructure workshop for you. We can do what's called a charm workshop. That's where you go look at a map. You can see the existing development and how much runoff is coming off, how deep the flooding is in certain areas. And then we can do scenarios like, what if we had more development? Or what if we put in a detention pond or permeable pavers or cisterns? And you can see the decrease in the amount of water coming off. So that can help you with flooding. And so that's the type of workshops we do to y'all and to stakeholders. Next slide. Almost done. We also have educational materials, and this is just an example of a sign that we can put together and you can put out in your public spaces. And it tries to educate people about the different types of pollution, both litter, but then also bacteria, and it talks about animal waste, how you can decrease it, the litter, the livestock. We have not as much here, obviously, but in other areas we do. But basically then humans, littering. So we know Kemah loves tourism, wants to have people down on the water. So we want to help y'all improve the water quality, improve the aesthetics, and I think it can really help out in the long term for overall environment. Next slide. So Caesar and Richard took my boss Shars and myself on a tour of stormwater here in Kemah, and we looked at some different outfalls and also some inlets. But for instance, we looked at the sump basin that's just across the waterway from the Kemah parking garage. And that sump basin, it does its job, but you can see there's an issue with standing water. And so you can have a problem with odors. You can also have a problem potentially with mosquitoes if it stands too long. But our engineers can probably help you find some solutions for that. So again, I've given you green infrastructure, but we help with a lot of water quality problems. So perhaps a forebay could come in here and prevent erosion. We can also help with the elevation. So I think if we can talk to y'all and get our engineers involved and then help find grant funding assistance, this could be an issue we could address. Next slide. That's the outfall of that pump station, and you see the water coming out, but we can help you retrofit that discharge canal because there could be some erosion going on. And then I know all our waterways have a lot of overgrowth. We can help you with perhaps putting in some rock gabions and then perhaps the right type of vegetation that can still be maintained, but still also provide for erosion control and provide some habitat, and it would be pretty. So we could take a look at that. Next slide. We looked at the Robert Gardner Pond over in Kema Oaks at the time. You can see there's a lot of algae, a lot of filamentous algae on the top. Caesar sounds like he'd been looking into perhaps some skimmer boat that might be able to help remove it, but maybe y'all could go into an agreement with other local cities, and maybe different cities can use those to deal with problems with litter and algae and the like. And we see also some possibilities of doing some work there to increase aesthetics and to put in vegetation to help with some of that some of those nutrients are going in there. So there's potential there as well. And I'm just going at a higher level right now. It would be talking to the engineers to come up with more specific solutions. Next slide. The detention basin behind Walmart. I don't know if you've been over to Exploration Green over in the old Clear Lake Golf Course. That wasn't just made into detention ponds, but it's a designed stormwater treatment wetland. It's beautiful. There's pathways around it. There's signage. So you've got habitat. So we can take a detention basin or a retention basin and make it more beautiful and allow it to cleanse the water and just look pretty. It could be a community asset. Next slide, please. And then drainage ditches, I mentioned, this is a drainage ditch just to the west of the new overpass. That one could have some work done to it to deal with any invasive species, and then also to try to put in some better species that can still be maintained. If there's any erosion, we can look at some relatively environmentally friendly methods to help that. So I think that's the last slide of the examples. Next slide. Yep. So I just wanted to quickly go through our program and just some potential that we can do with you. You see my information on the right. I put Ashley Bennis. She's with the Hart Research Institute. So I hope y'all will, consider entering into a no-cost memorandum of understanding just so we can work together and make it a little more formal. And I think there's a lot of potential. We've worked with other cities on the coast, and we'd love to work with y'all too. If you have questions, I'd be happy to answer any, or I'll be here throughout, and I can talk to you later
Is
too.
something we could get TxDOT and LJA to work on the linear park as well?
The linear park was one of the locations that we looked at that was not pictured. That was one of the spots there, as well as any other gateway projects that we throw out as far as the future chosen
As far as the
project.
Kema Oaks, I know that you could beautify, but that's private property. We're not
Sure.
supposed to be in that.
Sure.
That area, but at the same time, I know on our lake, we have a permit with the state of Texas, and we have carp in there to maintain that same issue that we have with our 4.2 acres.
Yeah.
So that, there's a remedy there. We just added tilapia today, so to get another algae. So there's ways of doing it. So we've been working on ours as well. 'Cause we have a 4.2
Yes, sir.
acre
Yes,
lake.
sir.
Linear park was one of them. Also, as we were aware, depending on how direction you give here, I would like to offer and extend services or extend this partnership to also include our, since we are now a new Keep Texas Beautiful affiliate through Michigan Thorn, a possible partnership of how some of this education could also work. The group said that, they have worked with those groups before. If approved tonight, I would extend that opportunity for them to also participate as well, should you be willing.
Scott, I'd like to get with you too on the Galveston County's got a big initiative on drainage. Which
Yes,
doesn't affect Kema as much as some other places like Dickinson, Friendswood. But Hank Doogie, the county commissioner, is setting that up. And we have a monthly meeting that you might bring some good knowledge to as well. So I know I'm on that committee or sit on that. So
Yes,
I can
sir.
see where there could be some benefit because that's what they're trying to do. Dickinson Bayou and Clear Lake and same concept as a bigger.
That's right.
$3 billion project. So
Yep.
that's what they're trying to
It's
acquire.
all connected, and we think there's great possibilities. We'd love to work with.
I will make that connection with Hank and
All right.
see if you can get involved with that as well.
All right.
Any other questions, comments? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Next on the agenda are mayor's comments and announcements. I just want to say good evening to council members, staff, and our residents that are in attendance tonight. I'd like to begin by just reiterating how great of a 4th of July parade and celebration we had. It was our city's 60th birthday, and our theme was red, white, and Kima blue. And it seemed like there were, that we welcomed thousands of visitors that night to the Kima Boardwalk's fireworks. And it felt like there was just somebody in every nook in the city. But everybody coming together to celebrate the nation's independence. It was a wonderful sight and a testament to Kima's enduring appeal as a place that people want to come, congregate, gather with their families, and have a good time. I want to personally thank our staff, our volunteers, and our law enforcement partners. Everything went smoothly that evening. Our emergency management traffic safety plan worked exactly as it had been designed and ensured public safety while making the event accessible and enjoyable for everyone. So thank you to all of you who worked long hours to deliver a safe and memorable evening to our holiday celebration. It's always a big one here in the city. Next, I'd like to highlight something truly inspiring. After the devastating floods that struck the Texas Hill Country on July the 4th, our community, especially staff here at City Hall, came in even on the weekend and together to help our fellow Texans. Through Operation Kima Cares, our residents, area businesses, volunteers, and staff worked hand in hand to collect urgently needed supplies. I'm proud to share that we loaded up to the brim, like shoving it in, trying to shove the doors closed on it, 2 full-size 18-wheeler trailers with critical supplies in less than 72 hours. A lot of staff wrote on a lot of the packaging, that Kima Cares, and we're thinking of you, and prayers to those. So when they did open the doors, they received even additional messages. We coordinated closely with the Cajun Navy and the Texas Municipal Police Association to ensure we requested only what was truly needed on the ground. Once full, those trucks departed with police escort, delivering help to those communities that were affected. But to everyone who participated, donated, volunteered, spread the word, or helped in any way load or organize, thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. You demonstrated the very best of Kima's spirit, which I'm so proud of. We continue to offer our support and prayers for those in the Hill Country right now as they recover. I think they've got a long road ahead of them. And finally, I want to invite everybody to enjoy an exciting event that's happening right now in our own Lighthouse District. The Elite Redfish Tournament is here in Kima this week. Today, they hosted their annual Pro-Am. I think originally it was Councilman Saldana's request to have that Pro-Am start, and I've always participated. Unfortunately, I couldn't today, so I'm kind of very disappointed. I love to go out on the water and fish, but we need to congratulate Tom Linkletter. I think he was the winner today. But he's on our Kima Economic Development Board. This action, though, continues Thursday through Saturday, featuring competitive fishing, a local fishing themed market, which is a new thing, and our own unique Kima hospitality. So I encourage all the council members, all of our residents, and to get out there, shop the market, and visit the restaurants and bars, and go look at all the fish when they weigh them in the evenings. And I think that's all I have. Next on the agenda are council members' comments, and I will begin on this end tonight with Councilman Saldana.
Thank you. The rumor is that Linkletter bought a 28-inch red, roughly the size of a Jeep.
Okay, you two.
Well, actually, on a positive note, I actually would like to say something tonight about how proud I am of Kima. They did a really good job, and I was unable to say, but I mean, everybody that went and did that, we do guys for a follow and make that happen in the Hill Country. But I think it speaks to where we're at as a city. We're a far cry from gavel throwing or fighting.
You're never that far from it. It's always right
Yeah,
there.
but I mean, I guess my point is that it's very cohesive group now. Everybody's positive. The chief has tons of positivity. I've told him directly, I don't understand it all, but I fully support him. We had a mayor and council dinner this week. that we sat down with all the elected officials in the county, state reps and all that, and county commissioners, and I promise you no more than 5 or 6 different other cities, and they're speaking about their cities had something to say about Season. You know, and it is a far cry from where we've been, and I'm really proud of the city. I think it starts here. The mayor's very graceful, does a really good job, all the way down. That just trickles down. I'm just proud of the way we are right now, and this is a board I enjoy serving on now. It was hard to say at one time. So anyway, thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you. And at that mayor and council dinner, I just want to thank council. Every one of them attend every single time. We have the biggest, fullest table at all of those meetings, and it's wonderful that you will come out and show that support. Councilman Meisinger.
Lee can speak.
Oh, Lee, I'm so sorry. Do you have comments, Lee?
I'm crushed.
Yes.
You can't hear me, okay? I'm losing my boy.
Oh, we did lose him.
So Mom, you always open. Did you lose me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, uh-huh.
You can't hear me?
Yes. Sort of.
I'm probably getting out of reach. I'm off the shore of Sitka, Alaska, and we're just now moving out, so service gets really spotty up here. But thanks everyone for all that you do and for all the support that you give me and for the city, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for not letting me go over him. We'll move on down. Councilman Meisinger.
Well, just about everything was said, I think, and hats off to everybody. I showed up for what I thought was a staff meeting. I was
That's right.
out, and I came back in and like, what's going on here? There's these trucks everywhere, and wound up staying. And you know, a lot of the restaurant people that I deal with, they stepped up and provided some of those boxes. And Ryan will never ever ride in the car with me driving again. After that, I think I scared him a little bit. But great job to everybody that was involved in that, and great job to you on the 4th of July. I spoke to you several times. It was we told you. We told you it was. I don't think you saw it coming, but the fact that it was people got out of here quickly, it was safe, no major issues. That's kind of what we're looking for on that. So great job on that.
Moving on.
I'll just echo what the rest of council and the mayor said. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I have family in Kerrville. I grew up on that river, lived on that river on both ends of it, the dirty water in the south and the blue water north of the dam. So that river means a lot to me. I got family up there. So just thank you guys. I didn't see you on 4th of July. Where were you at?
Oh, man. Was it real
Councilman Broadus.
Thank y'all very much, staff. I mean, I mistakenly came by here at 10:30 on Tuesday, and I don't think I left till 7 o'clock that evening. So I saw how much work it was, got to participate in it, and do appreciate all that y'all did. It was definitely a good event. One thing I will bring everybody's attention, we're in hurricane season. We do have a depression out on Florida. They're talking 13 to 15 inches of rain before I came for a budget meeting in Louisiana, but as we know, it can bounce and come this way too. So everybody needs to be prepared because it could have been for a rough Friday and Saturday already in July, which was last year, so we don't need it again. So that's all I got.
Thank you all. Next on the agenda is the city administrator's report, so we'll turn it over to Caesar.
I want to also take a moment to talk about 4th of July, just something specifically. The effort of your team that you have here. You had volunteers that were here all day, from 7 in the morning all the way till well beyond midnight. And the coordination, the communication that took place is not something that I've seen very often in many cities and all the time that I've been doing this. So I was very, very pleased and honored to see that. I also heard the horror stories that, you know, we wouldn't open the roads till what was it? 12:30, 1 o'clock. So Chief and I both made it our personal mission, as I was still sore 2 days later from riding a bike that I had not ridden in a while. But I think it was 11 o'clock. Roads were were completely wide open, lights fully functioning. So kudos to everybody that did that. And I said it kiddingly amongst us, but the level of detail is definitely something that can be replicated. So communication-wise, an effort for everybody else, through the staff, through all the other agencies that helped, I'm really appreciative because it took everybody. You know, you had folks come in that morning to come make sandwiches and burgers and organize stuff that wasn't even related to what we were doing, but every single thing that every single person did is a part of what the mission as a whole was. I echo that same sentiment when it came to the 4th of July. You had folks that were, I had a councilman that drove to go pick up boxes. I had another one that had a pallet jack. I had another one that was coordinating getting us more pallets. I had folks making phone calls to trying to orchestrate to get more stuff picked up. Everybody played a role. Everybody played a role. And I'm very, very proud of that for everybody here. And Kemah, as its residents and people that participate, should be extremely proud of that. Because you had people, we didn't close City Hall. We kept functioning. And we still had each other's back. And that is a testament to what you have here. So although yes, you recognize that we're far from where we were, I think that the spirit of what's here has been here all along. We just needed to make sure we peeled back a few layers. So thank you to everybody for your hard work on that. Also to report, 4th of July, we had no major incidents. I think 0. We had a couple minor idiots that ran into each other, but besides that, completely unrelated. Construction continues on 146. It's going to be a while, but they are advancing. We are in regular communication with them, so we hope to see that project continue here throughout the rest of the year. Some good news that we've got coming down the pike. We keep planting seeds, whether it's through grants, opportunities, sponsorships, partnerships, like the one that you heard tonight. We are going to continue to keep pushing forward and keep planting seeds. We're going to cultivate those seeds. Not all of them will mature, but we're going to keep going after it. As long as you guys keep giving us that direction support, we will continue striving forward. And that's collectively for me and the team. As far as transparency, got every single department's got their reports here for you. If you or anybody else has any questions from the public, from anybody else as to what goes on here on a regular basis, it's right here in the open for everybody to see. On behalf of the staff, thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is reports from the staff. That's 9A through 9H. If any council member has any questions for any of, or, based on having already read these. Otherwise, they're there for you to look at.
I would like to mention, Mayor, if I can, 9B, the update on the sale of the Gray Dog. Good news is we did sell it. Bad news is we're taking care of some title issues that weren't taken care of when the purchase was made.
Oh, wow.
So we hope to have those resolved within a week. But we're very hopeful we can get that done. Jerry's been working on that all day yesterday and today to try to get that resolved.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions for Caesar on any of the reports? Next on the agenda is the consent agenda to approve the minutes of 10A, to approve the minutes of the 7/2/2025 City Council Workshop Meeting. And 10B, add new council member Darren Broadus to the Texas First Bank and Tyler Software as a signature. Do I have a motion for the consent agenda?
So moved.
We have a motion by Councilman Darren Broadus. Do I have a second? I have a second by Councilman Doug Meisinger. All those in favor?
Aye.
And Lee is also voting yes, I think. Motion carries unanimously. Number 11, consideration and possible action to approve a budget amendment to provide funding for lighting at Wiggins Park, formerly known as CN Park.
Mayor, this is an item that's been brought back, has now gone through KCDC, been approved. If you remember, we brought to you, I want to say 2 meetings ago, Kyle worked on an agreement to make sure that we had an agreement in principle with the continuation of usage of the park for more than just the 30 days if we're going to go ahead and put $25,000 worth of improvements. That has been approved by this council. It has not gone to them yet. It goes to them on Monday, correct?
Next Monday.
This next upcoming Monday. Okay. So once approved by them, we're ready to bring this project forward. At this point, we're just asking for approval. KCDC did approve this expense already.
When did you guys approve this 3 in here?
On the way was the one that
The
was approved.
second. It's actually the low bid if you take into account that the first bid had an extra $7,800 in trench work in there that is included in the second one, so.
I'll make a motion to approve a budget amendment to provide funding for the lighting at Wiggins Park, formerly known as CM Park, pending WCIE 12's approval next Monday.
So we have a motion by Councilman Darren Broadus. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Councilman Dustin Oliver. All those in favor?
Aye.
And Lee votes yes.
And Lee also has affirmative. Motion carries unanimously. 11B, consideration and possible action to enter into an MOU with Texas A&M Corpus Christi to engage in the Clean Coast Texas Collaborative.
I'll make a motion to approve entering an MOU with Texas A&M Corpus Christi to engage in the Clean Coast Texas Collaborative.
We have a motion by Dustin Oliver and a second by Councilman Darren Broadus. All those in favor?
Aye.
And we have a yes from Lee Wallace as well. Motion carries unanimously. Eleven C, consideration and possible action to approve ordinance number 2025-01, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Kima, Texas, enacting an ordinance authorizing the collection of unpaid fines, fees, and court costs, and providing an effective date. Parking fee collection, and this would be the second of 2 readings.
Any changes that were made?
Excuse me?
Was there any changes that were made from the first?
From the first reading, no, no changes. This is the language necessary for us to continue with folks that do not make their payments, so we can collect any unpaid balances.
Make a motion to approve ordinance number 2025-01.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Darren Broadus, a second by Councilman Dustin Oliver. All those in favor?
Aye.
Doug also says yes.
Well, it looks fun.
Lee, can you hear us? I think Lee is frozen in time.
He's frozen in Alaska.
We have 4 affirmative, and I'm not sure what Lee.
He looks like he's thinking hard about it.
Motion still carries. We'll have to ask him about that vote. I guess they've gotten too far off the coast. 11D, consideration and possible action to approve resolution 2025-30, a resolution authorizing application to Texas Parks and Wildlife Department for participation in local park grant program.
This is, I believe
Oh,
he's trying to
he
say
is both.
yes.
Affirmative, Natasha, on that last one.
So this is a grant opportunity through Texas Park and Wildlife. The opportunity is focused around a 57 acre nature facility. Our intention is to continue with the phases of that program. We do qualify for the one-to-one match at the $750,000 level. We would like to advance this project. The matching funds are not due, obviously, until funded and until the construction match is necessary. We would seek your approval to continue to develop this park and hopefully do so with at least half of it being grant funded for this, for the phase of, to be covered through this, this application. If you remember, we've now applied for several grants and will continue to apply for grants to see how much of this work we can get done, so we can try to get it done sooner rather than later, instead of taking the estimated 5 or 6 years to do it.
And just to clarify, this will be a KCDC initiative. I reached out to Texas Parks and Wildlife and visited with a group out there, and they helped us through the process of downloading some information to get extra points back in June, July. So it looks very, very favorable. We're gonna have a special meeting next Wednesday to make our agenda. So we'll have a special meeting next Wednesday to approve this on the KCDC side and have it budgeted for next year.
Any more comments or questions?
With that, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-30.
Second.
So I have a motion by Councilman Doug Meisinger, a second by Councilman Darren Broadus. All those in favor?
Aye.
And Lee is also affirmative. Motion carries unanimously. 11E, approval of interlocal agreement with Galveston County to partially fund city street improvements.
Mayor and council, this is following the county bond project. This is us agreeing to participate in the proceeds of it for the scope of work that we submitted.
Make a motion to approve the interlocal agreement with Galveston County to partially fund city street improvements.
Second.
So we have a motion by Councilman Darren Broadus, a second by Councilman Doug Meisinger. All those in favor?
Aye.
Lee's frozen. We'll have to ask him about that one. Motion carries.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it carries unanimously now. We will adjourn the meeting at 6:51 PM for an executive closed session.
I'm going to take this with me.
That's true.
I will make sure we get it. Absolutely.
They approve these all together? I don't remember talking about it.
Yes, this consent agenda.
Certain things, there are certain things that control the ways of the wind around here.
Hey, Caesar? Hey, I just texted you Lee's number, and you can put him on conference call, so he can participate back there. Yes. Yeah, he's logged out of his Teams right now, so he can do that from office. Just tell him to log back in. I'll have it still up.
Y'all have to do some video to find out. I wish I was a sweetheart somewhere.
You're what a sweetheart.
I know, but I knew the deals, you know. I go home, I don't even have dinner ready, you know.
Oh, that's bad.
I'm like, man, she looks at me, she goes, what's for dinner? I'm like, oh.
I'll get with you.
This is-
I'll send more information. Appreciate what you do for the foundation. Yeah, I worked for 13 years. Did a lot of-
Is it like different color?
I dyed it like, yeah, I dyed it like.
First worked with them. In the office and they're over on Highway 3, which is- But I was in- I was in-
Those colored it.
I don't like it.
But what it is it had a full cut. Two little
Yeah, and
The
then
only downside is when we have your little, like, I'm serious students on the face.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Like, I'm used to that look, so I just want to poke
Look at that.
It's like, oh, that's the way my wife gives me all the time. So intense, so intense. Watch this.
Like that.
You know, say something and then she'll give me the movie look and they're like, oh, oh. You're in trouble now. Like, nah, she
It's
gonna.
like that, what is that sound dance? Something you never loved. You know what I'm talking
I like when she goes to volleyball, she'll be picking her nail, picking out her nail. And so what happens, she just cuts that eyes at him. I'm like, ooh, I know that look.
What is it called? The board wire. What is it called? Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't know what to do.
Always wondered if the, say, down South Texas, if they would try to make those over here. It's hard to find stuff like that in trade.
You know which one I'm talking about, you?
I think I just saw that they just died one. Maybe like, you think you're watching that? Watch this.
That's like, yeah, that's like. Yeah, I didn't want to comes to mind.
Did they leave?
Yeah. I was like, he's back there virtually.
No, well, yeah.
Oh, I guess so. That one. That's the sound of it. What is the bad joke? Yeah, that, the speaker. Oh, it's on. It is fixing to go out. You know what exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know what it's called.
The tree lady and I don't remember her last name, Carl or something. She said like every 3 years, but you need to clean out. So it's not just do it and done, but it needs to be, and getting to understand that there's neighbors involved in all of these projects. They want to like, oh, thank you so much. Hey, everybody's not complaining.
Thank you, Natasha.
Oh,
I almost yelled at you, preach.
Huh?
Preach.
What?
Every project you do, there's maintenance involved in the future.
It is, and you have to compete with that. And this business is gonna make them wonderful, but I was preaching even when it was started. The people, to me, the people that need, and anything I say on the front page. Councilman Conley made the comment that, well, I can get you, show you how you can do, maintenance with a lot less, expensive equipment. But I'm thinking, the boardwalk has flat work. They're not even considering, how the steepness, because I don't understand why they put it as a lot. That's not the slope, but the one that goes along the edge, that can do all the drainage work, they can use it for coal repairs. You know what I'm talking about, 319?
Yeah, 300, yeah.
Why, and I'm kind of charge a bit. I recall that at the last meeting, they, wanted to bring in a lease option, not just, and I didn't.
Yeah,
say-
they're-
He didn't put there, he put it straight in my opinion, that's all they say.
Well, they have both, it's both total, amounts, so, but we do have, some lease, so.
But why don't they put it in, why don't they put that in, the side of the option, because right now, all they see is Greater Macon, they're gonna dismiss that outright. Give people some, hey, we can do it.
No, gotcha. So, it'll look,
I'm shocked that
it's
that's.
gonna look a lot different.
But that's a need, I don't see that one as a wrong, because we have, you're the one that told me about, when you wanna pick up stuff, get it around, because even though you have one, you don't look to it, you have a contract. They say, hey, how you doing? Doing yourself like,
Just working.
but they have a contract, they'll just put you on the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Because Houston is paying more,
Yeah,
this place is
that's what
paying more, so you're
Get
stuck on
sandwich.
the creek.
Tired.
And to be able to help that.
I am. I didn't know it was 7 o'clock.
That's gold.
We got
It'd be
fruit
really
sticks.
nice.
That's gold.
That, what's it called? They were good.
Jerry gave me half,
Icy,
Oh.
so.
because I didn't get
But
speakers
if
one
they
of
can
them.
do
I didn't
The
get
speakers
all
are
this
from
money.
They're like, is that a what or need? And I was like, well, did you hear it? It's about the dime. It's about the dime. Like, there's only one that's working. I don't know which one.
It's
Okay.
actually, I think KCB.
He go. Yeah, I'm going to.
And
I don't know
sandwich
which one
on,
they're
heat
going.
it up.
That's not my call.
I know, but it's supposed to
Yeah, I
presentation.
know.
And then,
And
that's why you didn't do it
get
at
up way.
I'm just curious.
On the ones and needs?
No later than like.
Yes.
It is on the,
No later than
on the
7:15
very
because
cover sheet.
I don't have anybody.
Uh,
Oh, to open everything?
I mean, Nola's here, but.
Get everything.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get somebody pretty fast, that people been applying.
Oh,
We
okay.
had 4
So
stay
It-
on.
it- I know, I
Has
didn't do it
Patty,
here.
Patty been has social media blogs?
No, don't, you're not.
We need to do that. Cause she can put.
The
some,
last
like,
minute. What?
Like court, Facebook page.
That's why-
I'm gonna tell you something, I'm gonna tell
I
you
mean,
something.
or you can share it.
Predecessor said,
Or whatever.
told them,
Yeah, I've
if
got
they
a lot of
didn't
people
get
watching.
it by
Be like,
X
hey,
time, it
Yeah.
wasn't included.
just on my personal.
You know,
Oh.
So.
We
I'll
can blast
do
this
I
some
work
texts.
Saturday and Sunday, all together, and then every day, more and more. Little-
But I'm
little
just
things
saying, I
like
have a
that.
35-minute
Like,
drive.
But I want to present the most.
All right, have fun. You know where the key is?
Yes, yeah, to do the door.
Just make sure you
If
pull it,
you don't get
because,
it in, then you wait till the next
sometimes it's
time.
Oh, I didn't,
Well,
okay.
I-
Hold on.
They do.
Yeah, cause I was
Allow
like,
them to do it.
whenever I locked it, I had
I'm
pulled it to
just
check to make sure that it had locked or
trying to,
whatever, but I don't know if
you
anybody went
I
out.
want to give the most up-to-date information. so.
and I know you're just take your time.
I try,
If it's
that's why I,
raining,
like, we really
There's a stick behind my fish
just
printer
put all the
at the
papers
front
together.
At our door.
We put it together and
behind the
then we
printer.
walk straight in.
Yeah.
It's
There was no,
specifically to turn off the automated.
Oh, I didn't do
Right.
it. No, we didn't turn that thing off. I didn't know about
So
that.
you have to make sure that, that thing at the very top
Yeah.
is in, that button is in the middle.
Oh, okay.
And then we will make sure in the morning that we click it back on.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know about it, but.
Yeah.
But,
But, like our height,
Yeah.
you
I
can't
can
reach
reach
it.
that.
You can't reach it. He could reach it. He
I'll
could.
send
reach
up
it.
all the hers to it. They can reach it.
But the stick is there.
Okay.
The stick is going there, and that's why we have the stick back there.
Okay, cool. I'll do it.
All right.
Check the lid out. Y'all have a good night.
She's so sweet. Thank you. I try to be. I like to treat people the way that I would want to treat her. She's very. Are you Archie by any chance? You're not Archie.
I'm very. You always ask me about Tom. Tom. Sorry.
No, but the Archie I'm thinking about is the one from Bradford. I've never seen him in person, so.
I'm very appreciative of Tom.
Okay.
The chickies.
Oh, okay. No, because they just put last night, well, at least that's what News Now King said. He said they gave y'all money, say, but I have no filter. I think y'all gonna stay here a little bit anyway, but it don't hurt,
You see another restaurant over there?
huh?
You see that Seabird Marina restaurant?
Well, it said that y'all, the reason y'all, well, okay, I can only go by what the public knows. And it said the reason y'all turned it down, again,
I'm saying.
that's just what I see in the public, it said y'all turned it down because there were logistic issues. And basically, they wanted y'all to take all the expense of being an anchor, like, for instance, for lack of a better term, property or entity on that huge.
They wanted me to build that restaurant.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah. so-
I would have to spend a lot of money if it didn't cover it. We all argued about who's gonna put the kids to work.
Right, and that was
I said,
not.
screw y'all, y'all do whatever you want to do.
Because I was like, what?
So I don't, they ain't giving us money.
Right, but most people don't see it, because they want you, like I said, like.
Half this, I'm getting the money.
Yeah. I got
Turn
that.
down that $500,000.
But that wasn't it, right?
My money, talk about it. I can't even take a video.
Like, it was that whole, they want to like, hey, we're doing this new thing, and you're gonna be the anchor, and you're gonna have all this stuff.
My employees are disappointed. We're looking at this. It's on the water, got a great sunset, other thing going on.
But you're a businessman, you're not gonna just go into something that you're not gonna.
Well, they check our rent out over here. I'll get that.
Oh, so they, oh, okay.
My lease is up, October 1st.
Can I just, and you don't have to answer the question.
That's a number, not a big number.
I'm not asking you that, is, I'm gonna tell you that, that's for property. Is it on?
No. Nation Coal, last name's Cool, K-U-O.
Oh, so it's a whole different.
Different bottom, probably got, I did a lot of it in there, right? I didn't know what to say, I get not get it.
That's what I'm saying. See, I
This is the,
was, but again, come on, you know.
and we don't, and I didn't lose Cool.
Okay.
I guess they got, they're making good money on.
But they go, come on, anybody says go in, they're trying to cover, but that's when they come up, we're trying to cover. Just like this lady that they're gonna build, this has been about 6 months ago, that orders Kingdom, Clear Lake Shores, and, you know, the, along the Marina, and the BJT, remember that one? It's gonna be voted, it's gonna be. Oh, yes, the vote. Yes, it's gonna be, oh, why not?
You're talking about right there on the water.
No, they're on the water, but they're in all the areas. They're in the EJT, they're on the water, and they're in the city of Kingman.
They're
So,
about the burnout, or we're kind of, right?
yeah, but it's also in the EJT, which brings it back on toward, extrajudicial territory is not counted.
Is it over there where the big bug used to dock up, South Shore Queen, whatever it's called?
I don't know, I'm not even originally from Texas, so I can't tell you what it was.
Yeah, they approached me about doing a restaurant there. The guy that approached me, that's what he did.
No, this was a young guy. This guy was younger than
Well,
me.
he was pretty young, they wouldn't know, they just got to answer that.
And it was either like 50s, 40s?
Probably, yeah, 50s.
I don't think it was, I don't know.
I don't even remember why they were, I remember it, I don't remember what it was about.
Because they were able to do all these floating docks, which really helps. And they were able to do, it was like concierge, boat.
That's right.
It was concierge boat thing. Oh, no.
It's the same spot though. They
But
showed us.
he's got this, but this guy got it.
Yeah, apparently there's some like, ocean out there.
Tsunami.
And, they had stacked the boats.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Bro,
Yeah.
no wonder they ain't got no
Yeah.
Yeah, he bought it.
It's either-
He bought it in
so they're
the city.
flopping around.
So it's with the EJP and,
I thought that was lightning strike.
and he has more, he had like,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's added,
Yeah.
he's added more
That
lists.
big old red thing, big building.
I don't know.
Everybody still don't miss you?
Yeah, but he's added more land, he's added more land.
There could have been a story about a little store back there, we drink beer there.
Oh, I don't know about all that, no, I'm not here, but he added more land, both in the, going toward, I wanna say toward Lawrence area, yeah, and it was gonna be like mixed, basically mixed with storage, spaces, I don't know if it was gonna be RV, look at that, cabins or RV, I mean, he had a whole plan.
They don't put some marinas.
Okay, well, he obviously knows what he's doing.
They don't want to free for.
Okay, so yeah, that's it, no, that's what they're doing, they don't come.
I think it's for
They're like
homeowners.
Buc-ee's. If they put a Buc-ee's in, they're not gonna lose money.
Oh, that was so good. I want to go.
They actually have very similar to the Buc-ee's. Okay, depends on where you went.
So the 18-wheelers I left here headed up to Kerrville, they pulled over at a Buc-ee's.
You cannot pull over a Buc-ee's.
I did not, why are you gonna have that big parking lot?
You cannot pull over, because Buc-ee's is always, that has been.
I had no idea.
Yes,
That's how I
but they
understand
never, they never have,
it. I never did that.
yes.
They don't
That's
wanna-
why they're right.
They don't wanna be in a fight with Love's.
Yes, because Love's is right in front of going to Huntsville and going to Dallas. They are a few miles, about 10 miles apart. So the truckers know where they need to go.
You don't want that Teamster smoke.
But and the reason I'm upset, our officers didn't know this, so that's when they decided to call.
Oh, no,
They're
they're,
in full uniforms,
no, they got
and
it
they were
done.
walking out and they didn't know, they're like, we just need these back, we drink, we'll be on our way. They let them stay, but they were very ugly at first. You don't come out ugly to an officer.
Well, I wasn't there, so I'm not gonna speak to it, but it is, I mean, they have clear signs, that has always been their policy.
See, I don't know, I always thought I saw them over the ones next to me. Maybe it was buses or something, I don't know.
Yeah, they like buses.
buses.
They like those always stop. Oh, they like buses.
They got signs over
Big
there.
signs. No
$20
traffic.
a kid on a bus.
Huh?
$20 a kid for a bus.
Oh, easy.
Yeah,
I mean, nowadays.
we bought one for 6 hours.
Uh-oh.
and it- No, you're good, they're just good.
We're in the middle of talking about buggies, so you will,
But
yeah. How much a kid cost the buggies?
No, we bought a bus.
Wish I could get a
for
bus
our
for
garden
that.
about 2 weeks ago, and we got a bus because we wanted to show the students various gardens. It was $1,100. Yes, for 6 hours,
For a bus?
for a bus.
Oh, yeah.
It was $1,100 for 6 hours. Huh? Well, because we went,
Nowhere.
we went to, a garden over, it's called Vince Bayou Garden over in Pasadena. We went to a one, in River Oaks, and we went to one other one, and I'll be lying if I tell you the name of, but it was like, we went out to Pasadena and then came in. So we went to 3 gardens. It was in one of the awards, it was in one of the awards. It was beautiful. It was really, and it was like big scale, small, middle, and small scale.
Well, where my house is on Bay Street, my daughter lives in there. It's called Butterfly Park.
Okay.
And it's still okay looking, but it used to be, it was beautiful. They have like it's like a walkthrough, it has walls, but it's open, it had vines growing up, it's just.
But, I'm not saying what city it's gonna be, it's just.
It's Tech City.
But no, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
people, they have to realize that money is tight. It's great to do all these great things for profit, but when money gets tight and the road gets rough, what do you think they're gonna cut first? The maintenance and all that upkeep to that. I hope you're pricing out, porta potty, long-term porta potty, rental. You can, on that 57 acres, because of it, they can't have, they said it in the environment center, I brought it up multiple times. They cannot have sewer You know that, right? And I've always said that if you're naive enough to believe that because you don't have a bathroom, that people are not gonna make it a bathroom, dump in their diapers and everything else, it's gonna be the maintenance on that and just keeping it clean are gonna be a heck of a lot more than this, in my opinion, than this council even thinks. And it's not free. Staff is not free. But long term, is that sustainable over years? You know? I figured that it was, when I started, you should start seeing people that it's like being an anchor, entity in a whole strip mall with a huge scale. Yeah, oh, is he not? But I'm just saying, for the development like that, but they wanted food related, they wanted entertainment related, they wanted them to be an anchor. And then, of course, you're always love little places you have. The more somebody's there, they'll fill it up. You know, they actually in Texas City. Did you see the Arthur Brandon? That place is full, man.
So they already lost Tom. Tom is no longer there, but they're bringing in.
They have a sign already, given the sign already up. I never said anything I said, I was saying, okay, I wasn't sure what I was saying, I was saying, okay. I'm just saying in development in general, you need somebody.
Did you see the HEB that's going in up there by the lot on one? That's gonna be one of the biggest ones.
17, what I read was 17,000, and I could be wrong, don't hold me, I read 17,000 for it. Also, and they can finish it out. There's other, phases, they got 4th and 5th phase, but they already played. They're not gonna touch Friendswood by the time, they're gonna take some. You know, on that, they're gonna go that far
So
away.
now, there's a subdivision building on, this side, right past the mall. So now, you can actually, go along the water, there's a road that goes from Lava One and go all the way to the, Highway 3.
Wow, see, and that's pretty cool. Yes, yeah, this is the one, yeah. Yeah, this is it. No, this is this one, because it's gonna go that far, But they already dedicated.
They already have one in school.
Yeah, they got, the now is the home, they're dedicated to the developer's mother or grandmother. Then when they go further west, like you did, then they're gonna be talking about town, they're gonna have, dedicated more apartments, schools, and that.
RPR 146.
I don't think he's there enough to, they're not the one, let's get walk crowd. I mean, yeah, they're not gonna get the guy, he came and spoke to this council. Brockwood. He is, Brockwood came and he was being studied. He has bought all kinds of property around the new 99 and 646. And he just sitting on it. He just sitting on it. He knows it's going to I mean, it's great, yeah, that's kind of way to be able to do it. And again, the public place, he came and he talked about that. We count for, he's going to get a right, and what are we going to get? This was back when we were way pre-COVID. So he got, he got a lot of the price was good.
Yeah.
Him and Mr. Karen. He was so nice, he drove me out there. I met him, you know, I know him, man. I've seen him. He's just a nice man in terms of what he's seen and he was good to do something like that. He's one like me, it's just, he just came across as a very nice, you know, he's always, donating, somebody, property or something. And so he's one of the, he's big, friends with a lot of things, and he took up a model of the name of what it was, like, abandoned. And he kept that place when he did a, like, 5. No, no, I'm not. Okay. Well, it did all sense to dog, he started with the road. Okay. Oh, yeah. When it closed. Okay, that makes sense then. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was especially having the also. But you think about it, nobody would put those types of national brands, regional brands, put it in a place that's not, that's not done the research that is gonna, close. They know what they're doing. And I had this joke that someone said, look at where, I forgot, it was one of those companies, look where they buy, and buy right next to it.
If you look at South Kansas City, there's a lot of stores. Like you'll see one, and then you'll see the like ceramic stores, and you go somewhere else, and you'll see them next to each other.
Right, they know that it's gonna work. I'm gonna tell you
You'll
something.
see that it's a Walmart.
I'm gonna tell you something. They built a Lowe's, so we have a Home Depot right in the neighborhood, right? They built a Lowe's across the double. They got it all the way into the landscape, right? That's how far along it went. And then they stopped. And then 2 or 3 years later, they put the whole thing down in the front center. Really? That's what I was saying. Yeah. Was this here, or was it in College Station? No, it's here, and it was on the Delta, the summer wood area, and, right south of Humboldt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
It's-
talking about-
it's not-
I don't know anything about
Amazon facility in the city is purchased.
It's back,
Is that what it's running
yeah,
there?
it's back up. Well, you know that the people that have all the catalytic converters, they were not Amazon. They were who Amazon had subcontracted with. This is amazing. Yeah, they.
You're talking about Lake City, you're talking about,
No, one of the cities.
Oh.
That's where they.
well, they never had it, they never.
Oh, yeah, they do. They used
They
to
had
have, they had vehicles there, and they got the cameras up or whatever. Is that where they stole all the cameras?
One of these cities never had anything. You know, they have all the Teslas in front of them. So, they got the rims, so.
Yeah, lots of all.
Yeah.
I heard, this is like $2,000. Yes, they're $2,000.
I'm gonna tell you something. My Audi, I was in the shop and I was getting head over for it, and I hit a pothole. And it bent the rim, and I was out over $1,000 for the rim.
On your Audi?
No, I'm a loaner Audi. And my insurance paid for it, but it was over $1,000, and that was the dealership giving it to me at cost to them. And yeah, it's over $1,000 for the rim.
You should buy aftermarket.
And I'll tell you something else, it wasn't even the fancy rim, it was the stock rim.
Stock roads, what's,
Are they? I was not that thought that.
who's that?
Yeah.
It's like, you take your car door off, then what? You're not paying how much it costs to make that though.
Yeah.
And half the time they buy a freaking used door that's old as in your car, painted. Oh, yeah.
So my brother, instead of safety, had GM fans on the ground. All the wheels, Tahoes, Suburbans, and Escalades.
The SUV one.
Yeah,
Start to finish, on this building street.
that's amazing.
And
Then
they're
it comes
arriving.
out in a sheet. It's the cylinder.
But it's very robotic.
It is.
Yes.
So start to finish, dry out from.
And it can do many of the cars, right? Like today they're doing GMC and then.
They'll retool it for whatever, yeah, because they have.
They all use the same chassis.
So he was at work today and he had just started, he kept seeing all these little green lights open. So he's on his little car, you know, making sure things going on, and all of a sudden he turns the corner. And sirens, I mean, everything, payment completely shut, don't get shut, and he looks up and said, there's this guy ranching, on the Green Mile, is that what it's called? The big guy, what was his name? I did too. He said he looks up, and that's who's running at him. Full Washington. The guy was bigger than one in the Green Mile. Runs past him, hits the button, turns over the windows. How did that? Go, that's the Green Mile. And my brother's like, what are you talking about? He goes, that green light you see right there, when it's red, you don't go past it, just the whole way there. We both said the same.
That's gotta be embarrassing.
He hadn't even been there a week.
Yeah.
Because they're always green. But I guess you know,
Okay, thanks, sir. Yep, see you, bud. See you.
But then, the car shows the next.
Okay.
That's what I.
Hey, Keith.
All right.
Thank you all. See you later.
Have a good evening.
So, yeah.
City secretary, maybe check in.
That's funny. You got your joke. My brother's about this big, I'm about 5'7". Here's what I'm like, he's gonna kill you. He said he was going to
Y'all done already?
No, we got 9 walked out. No, we're done.
Yes.
Everybody's on their way.
Daryl, I'm shocked you didn't pull 10B today.
Going back and
He's
looking at
ignoring
it.
me. Putting Darren as a signer.
He's all review.
Should I?
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead.
That's what Lee said on the.
We'll call the meeting back to order at 7:30. Number 13A, consideration and possible action regarding economic development negotiations from executive session.
I make a motion to approve the performance agreement with KCBC for the Tomato Group, DBA Tookies Hamburgers on the forms approved by the city attorney.
So we have a motion on the floor by Councilman Darren Broadus. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Councilman Isaac Saldana. All those in favor?
Aye.
And I think he's out of range now. He said,
Yeah, there's like a tsunami warning right now. Where's that? So.
okay. So we can ask him about that, I guess, at his return. Motion carries. And if there's no more comments or questions, we will adjourn the meeting at 7:31.
Yeah, I'll send him an email just to confirm. for the last
Okay.
one. Yeah.
And
We'll be at the MD Anderson all day tomorrow,
Oh, really?
from like 10 a.m.